What's going on, guys? Prostin Talk here. I'm back again with my WrestleMania reviews. I'm here to review WrestleMania 16, aka WrestleMania 2000. And people share on the show quite a lot, but I thought this show wasn't that bad. Because, yes, there was a McMahon in every corner, and I hated it. But there was some redeeming qualities to this show, like the hardcore championship scramble they had. I really enjoyed that. What else did they have? The other matches on here, like the the triangle ladder match, was awesome. But yeah, so we start off WrestleMania with Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan, the Bull Buchanan versus the Godfather and D'Lo Brown. This was a solid opener for WrestleMania. I thought it was a good tag team match. Boss Man and Buchanan get the win with the he's the Hogan leg drop brotherhood on the top rope. Then we get the hardcore championship scramble match. Really enjoyed this, a lot of fun. I have the pinfalls and who got what first. So Taz was the first champion. He pinned Crash Holly with a capture suplex. Then the second champion was Viscera. He did the powerbomb. He was a champion for 1 minute. Then after that is Funaki. He had it for 7 minutes 51 seconds after he pinned Bradshaw. Then Rodney had it from the Mean Street Posse. He had it for 8 minutes 11. That's when he had it. Joey Abs. He had it at 8 minutes 24. Then it was Thrasher with a clothesline. He had the belt. Then it was Pete Gas. Then it was Taz again. Crash Holly. Then it was Hardcore Holly at the final couple of seconds. He was your new hardcore champion. I thought this was a fun match. You had like trays, cooking trays. You had trash cans. You had there was backstage. I just love these. I always loved the 24-hour rule. You know, where you could brawl backstage and you could go in hotels and the airport, and you could always have a 24-hour rule. And it was around about 2002 they got rid of it. And I really, really did enjoy the concept of the match. How you can like wake somebody up in the hotel and I want a hardcore tag match right now. Drag the referee out of bed. 1, 2, 3, new hardcore champion. And then somebody else comes in and I'm like, man, I love that. I wish they'd do something like that now in today's WWE instead of doing like, oh, it's a match. Let's just have a match in the ring. No, do a match in the fucking airport. Do a match in the fucking hotel room, or fucking if you're going like in a in the doctor's room, like if you're getting treatment, like you're doing rehab. I just want to quit match. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. I would have loved that. Then we got TNA. No, not Impact Wrestling. TNA. Justin Albert versus Al Snow and Steve Blackman in a tag team match. This was solid. This was an okay match. It wasn't nothing special though. But one thing I do want to say is that they had like a fucking block of cheese mascot there, which I thought was really weird. But anyway, TNA get a win. And it feels funny that how you hear the TNA name mentioned on a WWE pay-per-view 2 years before they actually formed TNA. So I don't know. I just felt kind of weird like hearing like JR and King say TNA. It's TNA's debut on WrestleMania. So I just thought that was kind of weird. Anyway, we had the best match of the night, in my opinion. It was Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boys versus the Hardy Boys in the triangle ladder match for the WWF Tag Team Champions. The Dudleys were the champions going in. This was a really good fun match. It had a lot of cool spots. You know, he had some table spots. Jeff Hardy did a swanton off the ladder onto a table. Then you had Devon. He did like a splash off the ladder onto a table to like, I think it was Matt or somebody. And then at the end of it, you have Edge and Christian. What happened was the end of the match was the Dudleys put a table on top of the two ladders, and basically that was the finish of the match. And you had Edge and Christian. They was climbing up. They were staying on this ladder and table, and they got the tag team title. And Edge and Christian won the match. I thought that this was a really awesome match, and obviously also the same year we would have the first ever TLC match at SummerSlam 2000. So yeah. Then we have a Then we have a cat fight with Terry Runnels versus the Catwoman. Basically, they had Fabulous Moolah was in her corner and Mae Young was in Cat's corner. This was before the whole thing happened with King and his wife, which was at the time Cat, and she had to, they had to leave WWE for a bit because they fired her and something like that. Then we had China and Too Cool versus the Radicals. This was Malenko and Eddie and Perseid, a 6-person intergender tag match. I thought this was a good match. And then we had after that we had a two out of 3 falls triple threat match for the WWF and European Championship. Chris Benoit defeated Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle to win the IC title. Then Jericho won the second fall to become the European champion. Then we had Kane and Rikishi versus DX, which was Road Dogg X Pac. This was when they was heels. It didn't really last long. Kane and Rikishi got the win. Then the main event, the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match for the WWF Championship. It was Triple H with Stephanie in his corner, with The Rock and Mr. McMahon. And we had Mick Foley and Linda McMahon and Big Show and Big Shane McMahon. Yeah, and McMahon in every corner. So let's look at these eliminations. So we had the first elimination. Big Show eliminated The Rock. No, sorry. The Rock eliminated Big Show with the Rock Bottom. I said that wrong. And then after that, Mick Foley got eliminated by Triple H. Then it was just down to Rock and Triple H. And then they had a really awesome match. When it got down, anytime Rock and Triple H had a singles match, or it was down to Rock and Triple H, you knew that these guys had awesome matches together. I always loved the Rock and Triple H connection, how they would always have great matches, especially, you look back at the SummerSlam 98 match they had in that ladder match, when he was just 2 young up-and-coming guys in the mid-card division trying to climb up the main event ladder. Thought that was really good. And then you look at here, where they have been world champion. Triple H was the world champion going in. Well, Rock was the world champion going in, and Triple H was catching him once he became world champion again. And both guys were pretty much now established. Triple H and Rock established as main eventers, and they had a really awesome match here. I always loved the Triple H and Rock matches. I just thought that was pretty good. And then basically we thought that Vince was going to obviously hit Triple H with a chair, but obviously he swerved it. He went back to being a heel, and also he attacked Rock twice, and he aligned himself with Stephanie and Triple H, and he was a partner with Stephanie McMahon, Helmsley Regime, whatever it was called. And then that was the end of WrestleMania. Overall, WrestleMania 16, I wouldn't say it was a bad show, but the thing I didn't like about it is that we saw too many McMahons. Now, yes, in today's WWE, we see them every fucking week, which is fucking terrible. But back then, did we have to see every McMahon in every corner of everything? We had them in segments as well. Like, WWE, less is more. So if you give us less McMahons, or less of something, it's better. Not more of McMahons, or whatever. Oh my god. Anyway, that was my WrestleMania 16 review. What do you guys think about the WrestleMania 16? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And I'll check you guys later. Peace.